With 2024 coming to a close, I've gotten the feeling that I haven't really done anything in terms of writing this year. At first, when I started to reflect on 2024, it felt like a failure. It wasn't until I went back and looked at my video where I originally set my goals for 2024 when I realized how far I've actually come this year. For starters, that video absolutely blows, so at the very least I've grown as a content creator. I don't know why, but I'm feeling really hopeful that this will be a really good year for my writing aspirations. It's probably just that New Year's effect. I feel like everyone always feels super hopeful in January, and then it just fades throughout the year. Seriously, my videos from a year ago are absolutely terrible. Part of me really wants to go back and delete them, but I think they show how far I've come, so I'm gonna leave them up there. I also really like to leave them up because I think it shows fellow writer YouTubers who are just getting started that, hey, if their first videos are not that great, it's fine. They can improve along the way. And yeah, at the very least, as this year's gone on, I have improved along the way in terms of YouTube. Watching that video from a year ago, I realized I had only 100 watch hours when I started this year. Now I have just over 1,000. After looking back at that video, I started to look back at some of my other videos, and I realized I did a lot more writing this year than I thought. Sure, my goal this year was to publish a book, and that didn't happen. But you know what? That's my goal every year. But I can actually say this year, I'm actually a step closer for next year. In previous years, it kind of felt like I was starting over every year with a new project, but this time I finally have some momentum. That's because while my head is saying I haven't really done anything writing-wise, in reality, I've written over 130,000 words for Operation Arc. I've also edited a significant amount of those words, and my book is closer to being published than ever before. Sure, there's still a lot of work to do, but I'm getting somewhere. And that's something I couldn't really say in previous years. Looking through my videos, I also realized I wrote over 25 short stories this year. That includes short stories I submitted to contests, wrote for Wattpad, and even wrote for these videos. For example, while my goal was to write 52 entries to Welp Now What on Wattpad, that didn't happen, but I did write 10. For those of you who don't know, Welp Now What is a story about an asteroid that's supposed to hit a planet, and people start to act assuming that everything doesn't matter anymore, only for the asteroid not to hit, and then people have to live with the consequences of their actions. I'll link it below if you want to check it out. Looking through my old videos this year, I realized I also wrote a novella in a weekend. The novella is called The Children of the Devourer. To be honest, it is a little rough. I wouldn't recommend you read it, but it's going to be linked down below too. Please don't read that one. This year, I also wrote 50,000 words in 1 week for NaNoWriMo. In total, I easily wrote more than 200,000 words this year. I also read 14 books, which doesn't seem like a lot, but the year before I only read 4, so that's a huge improvement. Moving beyond writing, I got my master's degree this year. I also finally started a game development channel and started creating video games. On Instagram this year, I gained 30,000 followers, which is insane to think about. December has been a down month for my standards. I recently have not been writing as much as I want to. To be honest, I think some of my recent frustrations with myself have kind of leaked into my perception of this year. Sure, I didn't hit all my goals from last year, but this has been a really productive year for me. Even for the goals that I didn't hit this year, I put myself in a place where I can reach them next year. So while it might not have been the outcome that I wanted, this year was not a failure. One of the reasons why I wanted to make this video was to say what I accomplished out loud to prove to myself all I've done in 2024. With that being said, let me know what you've accomplished in 2024. Remember, even if you didn't hit your goals, it doesn't mean you didn't accomplish things. Thank you so much for watching this video. Here's to another productive year of writing in 2025. I genuinely feel a lot better about myself after making this video.